So we're gonna go quickly over the fun questions.
Yeah.
Um,
Do it.
a moment in your journey that made you feel proud and good about yourself.
I'd say the first time I actually finished a cut and I was like shredded. I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I actually look okay. I look good. That probably for another milestone, probably. I think 140 bench. I think 3 plates on the bench is a big milestone for natural.
140 kilos.
Here it is, 130 kilos went up, so here's the test, 140 kilo bench press.
Waiting for that one, yeah.
Yeah, maybe like 10 reps for 2 plates. What else? 5 plates for reps of deadlift, probably a good one. I don't know, like I don't. There's never an end goal, is there? You just hit these little milestones. Like
Yeah.
the first time getting lean's good, you hit them.
Feeling good, I guess.
Yeah.
My 140 bench, I remember, my 120 as well. Like these kind of things, like it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And I think people should really, when they do it, record it because I don't know, it's nice to have it later. So like, I know I didn't record my 120 or my 140, but that first day when you make it, you can be very enjoyed and have a nice reaction. It's always nice to film it, but
Yeah. I just think there's certain milestones feels quite rewarding. It's like once you bench 2 plates. I know these are quite arbitrary numbers, but there's nice round numbers, aren't they? When you bench 2 plates for a few reps, people are, oh, you go to the gym, you train,
yeah.
you look pretty good.
When you start, when you start benching a few reps on the 100, it's like you start looking slightly massive, and like that's when people start definitely saying, "Oh, you go to the gym."
Yeah. When you're doing it for 10 reps, it's like unless your muscle insertions and things aren't that favorable, like you're going to look pretty good, I think, anyway. As long as you're quite lean, like 2 plates for 10 is pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you hit 3 plates, it's like, okay, you're probably advanced as long as you're not weighing like 150 kilos yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I just say them little milestones with lifts and stuff. Getting lean a few times always the highlight when you reach your peak kind of physique. Yeah, I'm just driven by progression, so probably to that.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite muscle to train?
Oh, it depends. I'd say typically over 6 years, it's been quite consistent of being chest. That probably shows in my physique as well. Like my chest is probably one of my strongest points, or the strongest point. I go through phases with legs. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it. Currently, I hate it, so I'm not gonna say legs. And then I'd say it's what I'm motivated to get better at. So at the minute, it's shoulders. I mentioned like delts is my weaker area.
Yeah.
So at the minute, I'm enjoying training the shoulders because I'm progressing it.
Mm-hmm.
So with my pressing, I'm prioritizing delts more than chest because I don't really need to focus on my chest too much. So now that my performance in the gym with shoulders is improving, like I'm enjoying that. I've got a weird ratio with not necessarily machine presses, but like free weight presses between like chest and delts.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, that margin isn't too big in terms of the load they use. For me, it's massive.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but with my chest pressing with dumbbells is so much stronger than my shoulder pressing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I could always see a difference between the flat bench press, incline bench press, and then the military press. I've seen people who have like almost the same incline as like the flat bench, and they have like a very strong overhead press, like because their shoulders is just that good.
Yeah.
And there's not much difference between like the flat bench press and like almost the overhead. Like still, like compared to me, there was still like big difference. I could do 115 when I was like 105 kg, like just gymming all the time. I could do like 115 on like the military press. I could do 155 on the incline, so there is like a 40 kg gap, and then I could do 182 on the bench press. So that's but one of my friends could bench also 180, but it was like incline pressing like 165, so there was less difference than me. I've never been really good, I think, for shoulders. Like I'm good for like lateral raises shoulders.
Yeah.
So like very heavy with lateral raises, but for what's like the front delt, strength and like press strength, I could see quite a lot of difference between, you know, my incline bench press and the flat bench press, or like the overhead press, military press. I don't know how you say military or overhead in English, but overhead press and the flat bench press or incline, like the, yeah, I'm not particularly strong compared to my bench press on this comparably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Like for me, like it's night and day. Like my chest is so much stronger with my flat and incline pressing compared to my overhead pressing. Apart from machines, I've been getting better at shoulder pressing recently. But
I think it's
you know, sorry, go on.
I think it's my triceps, because when I'm on a flat bench, because I've got strong triceps, you know, that helps me a lot for like obviously pushing on a flat. But when I'm like this on like overhead press, the triceps are there, but like not as much as when I'm on the flat. And because my shoulders are not that good, then that drops a lot.
Yeah. So I think it's more common that there's not as much of a gap, to be honest, from what I've seen.
Oh, really?
But, with dumbbells anyway, with like dumbbell presses.
Oh, okay.
And for me, like the gap's almost embarrassing. So I need to work on it. You know, for example, I've done like you work in kilograms, don't you? Not pounds.
I mean, I do pounds as well, because man, I used to 5 years in the UK, so it's like I know both.
We'll do kilos. I don't know pounds.
Kilo, I still do kilos much more than pounds. Yeah.
Yeah. So for example, I'd be doing like over 50 kilos each hand with dumbbell chest pressing.
Yeah.
When it comes to shoulders, I'm just on 35s.
Yeah. Yeah. I see. Well, same for me. I could only do like, I mean, comparably to my like 180 bench, I could do 50s for like 5-6 reps on like shoulder presses. But I have I have a friend though who was benching, who's probably gonna watch this video, benching 160 on the bench press, but could rep out 50s on the dumbbell shoulder presses for like 10.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like this is what I mean. I think that's more normal where people's delts are stronger than chest, because people struggle to connect with the chest. Because I had the other thing where my chest, I've always connected with it quite well after like my first year of training. So my chest will want to take over a lot. Like even, you know, when you're creating that arch to create stability and you're going to recruit like the clavicular fibers of your chest, like that's going to work. And yeah, man, like it's to me, from what I see with other people, like there's not much gap between their chest pressing and dumbbell like shoulder pressing. For me, the gap's colossal, and that's what I'm really trying to improve at the minute.
I think perhaps we've got, I don't know, me it's probably pretty decent, you know, good triceps for sure, decent chest, and front delts that aren't, I don't know exactly, but there's definitely something like this that makes the different body morphologies that there are, make it in such a way that they're going to be a big gap or not. And if from a personal trainer point of view, as you've seen it more, that there is not much difference, then, you know, I'll believe you. I haven't really been able to observe this.
Mate, yeah, it's not really with my clients, because I don't think that's because a lot of them are new to the gym. It's more with people I train with and stuff.
Yeah,
like there's more experience with training. For example, I'm trying to think of a couple of people. There might be like 5 kilos difference between the dumbbells. Like for me, it's 15, 17 and a half each, which is pretty colossal.
Same. I think I could probably bench, like, I never did dumbbell bench presses, but I could probably do like 65 or 70, and I could only do 50 with the shoulders. So difference.
Okay. Maybe it's not that unusual then. Maybe it's just what I've been surrounding myself with.
People from Leicester, or just different
just chest every day.
Yeah. So how weak were you when you started comparatively? Like you had the 5 plates deadlift, you had a 3 plates bench press, squat. I don't know if you had particular, like what was your best on squat, but maybe it's not an exercise that you do.
Sorry, but I'm on my headphone.
Oh, it disconnected. That's all right. You can finish like this, man.
Oh, there we go. That's better.
Yeah. I was saying, so you had a 5-plate deadlift, you had a 3-plate bench press, squats, an exercise that you were doing squat or?
Yeah, squats. I substituted them out quite a long time ago, so like 3 years ago. I'm not one of them people that just stopped, didn't do squats because it was hard. It was just I found better alternatives like hack squats and pendulum squats. I got up to like 170 kilos for a few reps. I could have done a 4-plate squat if I did 1 rep. I could have done that.
So what were you to motivate people when you started? What was your bench press, deadlift, and squat?
A bit of a weird one. So first time I bench pressed, I'm trying to think. I probably like 50 kilos for a few reps. I probably could have done like a plate, 6 kilos, which is probably a decent starting point, I'd say. But that's my background of like BMXing, like football. I've always been into sports.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I can barely do the bar for 3 reps. I've never been like that. But I also don't think I have amazing genetics. I'm pretty average, I'd say. But just because of my background, I had a foundation of strength with a bench. So say 50, 60 kilo or whatever. In terms of squat, oh my God, the first time I squatted was horrendous. I remember it to this day. And my mate was like, this is awful. Like my knees buckling in, can't do anything. So I actually went on a Smith machine just to learn the movement pattern.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was great. Like it worked well. I actually do Smith squats now and again because I think it's a good actual exercise of bodybuilding. But yeah, so I learned kind of how to squat on a Smith, maybe for like 2 sessions, nothing crazy. And like I think within like 2-3 weeks, I could squat 100 kilos.
Okay, that's very decent.
Yeah. It was good. Like as soon as I could learn how to squat, I had strength in my legs. I think I don't know if that's good leverages, good mechanics, a bit of muscle there already. Like it didn't take me that long to get to 100 kilos. So I don't know exactly why. I think there's a multitude of factors. But let's just say that after I learned how to squat, probably like, I don't know, 80 kilos I could probably do straight away, I think. Which is probably quite good. Deadlift. I was training for like 2.5 years before I did the deadlift.
Yeah, so you were already pretty, I mean, perhaps strong, yeah. You started.
Yeah. First time I deadlifted, I could do like 3 plates. So it's like, but if I did it the first time, probably don't know what the average person could do. 60 kilos.
Yeah,
because I'd already like been able to squat 3 plates at that point for reps. I could like back movements. I could do pull-ups. I could do rows, probably with my body weight and stuff. Like the muscle was there. I was just learning the movement. As soon as I did it, it's not an accurate representation of my strength. But yeah, like if the question is more about what was my starting point of how strong I was, I just think I was very like average, maybe slightly better than average at a couple of movements, but certainly not anything crazy, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I was quite light as well. Like I was like 139 pounds or something.
Yeah, I think we should remind just quickly of your height and weight, and we're just gonna use the bench press, but like how much were you weighing and what's your height when you bench 3 plates? I mean, your height is the same, but the weight.
yeah, that's not changed in a long time. No, so I'm 172 centimeters, so it's like 5'7", 5'8" kind of range. So I'm like not the biggest guy, like naturally. I have small bone structure. But in terms of body weight, like now I'm holding at like 72, 73, and I feel pretty good. I'm still like relatively lean. And when I benched, the heaviest I've been, I push up to 85. I wouldn't go that heavy again. When I benched 3 plates, I was a bit over like 80 kilos, like 82. But I'm pretty confident I could bench 3 plates now, this body weight, if I'd run it at.
Which is very good, like bulking body weight wise.
Yeah, like pound for pound strength, it's pretty good. But you know, it depends what you're comparing me to. Like gym goers, yeah, it's good. But if you compare me to powerlifters, you got people who are like 60 kilos doing 140 for like sets of 5.
Yeah. But at the same time, usually they compromise the muscle, you know.
Yeah.
You know, at least you've got that shape.
Yeah, I don't get the most out of my bench press in terms of moving amount of weight. Like I don't have much of an arch.
Yeah.
I create stability by retracting my scapula, having a little bit of an arch, but nothing crazy. It's it's not about how much weight I can lift. It's about, 3-second eccentrics, sometimes a bit of a pause, pressing. Like, I could get more weight if I sacrifice form, but my goal is muscle building and not ego lifting. So
exactly, yeah. Well, I mean, we're coming to the end then. I was just gonna say, because we're trying to provide, natural bodybuilding. If there is any good natural bodybuilders that you personally know of, I mentioned a few earlier. Maybe there's some that even if these are friends, you can just say, and people that give good information, or like PTs or whatever that provide good information often. I mean. But yeah, mostly, I mean, YouTubers that you might follow are natural, if you have some.
Yeah, so Alex, I watch him sometimes. To be honest with YouTube, I'm so busy creating content, I don't watch too much of it anymore. But yeah, like Alex is pretty good. He's very good. He's got so much experience, very knowledgeable. He's someone I'd recommend. From the UK, I don't what. Sorry.
Amazing cut is done lately as well.
Yeah, he looks so good. Like he's a beast. I imagine he's a similar strength to you, to be fair.
I mean, pound for pound, I guess it'd be stronger, because if he benched 180 as well, then he's obviously. But then there are the leverages as well, so like it's very hard to compare strength for strength. But he's very strong. That's the only thing I know, and he does things that are unconventional in a way that he can do. The one-arm pull-ups and this type of stuff. He's got a great overall look on, like, not just bodybuilding like purely itself, but a lot of things, and that makes it very interesting.
Yeah. So he's really good as a natural. There's another guy from the UK. Probably quite a lot of people might have heard of him, AJ Morris. He's very good. And then there's another guy that's not natural, but he's very transparent, and it's muscles shorten and lengthen the same way, whether you're enhanced or natural. So he's not natural, but he's a guy I actually watch content from. His name's Cuba, and he's really good. But obviously he's not natural, so it's probably.
I didn't hear.
His name's Cuba.
Okay.
Kuba. He's I don't know how to pronounce his surname, but he's very good. Obviously he's not natural, but like, he's very transparent about it, and he's very I can't even say the word. He's very calculated with his training. He's a knowledgeable guy. Like, I've learned a lot from his stuff.
Yeah, he knows how to be natural.
He's not like a meathead in the gym that's just throwing weight around. He is so accurate with his training. He knows his stuff. So when it comes to training, I actually watch him quite a lot, although he's not natural. But he knows what he's doing. But then, yeah, Alex, AJ Morris, I'd say. There's a few others that I watch, but more for like entertainment purposes. That's not really. Is it more fitness? I'd say that they're kind of like me, where they've built a pretty solid physique, but now they're at that point of diminishing returns, and they're only willing to put so much in. So they don't really inspire me to do too much more, but they're just cool to watch.
And that was interesting. You had some names to provide. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd recommend going checking them out there. They know the stuff.
Okay. Well, I mean, if there is anything you'd like to say, feel free, for like something important that you feel like you should have been said, or something that you think about that wasn't in my questions, you can tell me. But we've covered quite a lot of things, so I mean, but it's up to you if you've got anything that you want to say.
Off the top of my head, don't know. Just stay natural. Stay part of the natty gang.
That's literally the best thing that you could say. I think, like, stay natural. Fucking.
Yeah. Just play the long game, and you'll. I assume the people that are watching this anyway, if they watch this far, they've probably been training a long time naturally. Hopefully, anyway, so they probably wouldn't even need that advice. But anyone that's contemplating, like, I'd strongly recommend, even if you're thinking of going on it, like, have a good think. Take your time. There's no rush. The PD option is always going to be there. Don't do it, 2 years into training.
Yeah, and really, if you ever do so, like you have to take this decision outside of any environmental influence that there can be. Like it really has to be like a conscious, super conscious decision, and not a fake conscious decision that you think is conscious, but you're like so much influenced, or there are things that aren't going well in your life that you're actually biased to take like the PDs. Like it really has like in the end, I think no one really takes PDs when they really make a conscious and logical decision. So if you're willing to take it, there must be in 99.9% of the situation something wrong that you have to solve first, and then you will reconsider not taking it probably.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, as long as people have a good think about it, and you apply a bit of common sense, that you shouldn't make a bad decision.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Brad, it was very nice to have you. Honestly, I think we talked like a lot, but
yeah, man, it's a long one, but no, it's been a pleasure. Yeah,
and I really hope people that at least follow me and this type of stuff like do follow you as well.
Yeah, man, that'd be cool. I'm gonna start doing more like training content, like more in depth of how I train now. Like instead of just the full day of eating and the short voiceovers, I'm gonna do like more 20-minute long videos within the gym to kind of provide a bit more value. The problem why I haven't done that before is because it's hard to reach your audience doing that, because when you've got Chris Bumstead going through his workout, why are people going to watch mine? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but now they're gonna watch you because natural bodybuilding, and a lot of people will want to actually build great muscle naturally. And Chris Bumstead, despite what we say, I'm not super impressed by him in a sense. And I mean, I think there is probably more to learn about a good natural bodybuilder than Chris Bumstead. Like, probably. So, I mean, and the full day of eating was pretty interesting from you, I think, because mostly at the time it's very expensive food and stuff, and you really show how to get all this protein within the day, and which food and this type of things, and it's very interesting for like small budget. You've made videos like that, like small budget, how to get as much protein as you can with like a small budget and everything, and that's very interesting for the people that need templates, and like sometimes you just don't know in your diet what you want anymore, and so what you did can be very interesting. So the full day of eating is interesting, and I think mixing up with like your training will be very interesting as well. And I just hope that the natural bodybuilding community and movement rewards you with the honesty you provide.
For me, it's just all about providing some kind of value to my videos. So I will, like, the reason I do these bulking on a budget videos and like the training videos, it's like I'm always trying to give the viewer something to be helpful to them, because I know like it's quite egotistical for me to just be like, here's me training, not kind of give any kind of tips, advice, or whatever, because it's like, why should people watch me? Like, what's so special about me? I'm just a guy from Leicester that enjoys going to the gym, likes training, and as a PT, like, I don't see myself as this guy that people should watch. I think that's like, I don't do that. So it's more about like making sure the content I put out has some value, and that's what I just try and do with every video. So that's it for me. Like, that's why.
The thing on beginners is that you know your stuff, and so people are going to listen to you because you've got true stuff to provide, and they're going to improve faster. So that's that's already enough, I think. And don't have to be a god and pretend to be a god like this fake natty boys.
Yeah, this is it.
All right. Well, I hope maybe in I don't know, a few months or anything like this, we'll be able to do like maybe like a very specialized topic type of interview, like maybe shorter formats and these kind of things. But I was very happy to have you on the interview for like the start of the series, and I'll share your social media and etc. And I will see you very soon.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man. Pleasure.